Hi, what's up? We're in the following part. I was speaking about the global elites and how they're changing their strategy. All along, they've been getting cooed and overwhelmed because they've been kind of rough on the lifestyles of the masses on the ground. And they have noticed that masses tend to overwhelm them. And so insofar as they can win the majority of people, then they're cool. So how do you win the majority of people, guys? You give them some kind of a false sense of hope or peace by making them feel like they're cool, they can speak their minds, and then you also tell them what it is that makes sense for you to believe in. You revile the names of people that are speaking the truth, whether or not it is taboo or, palatable to your taste bud. You revile them because you don't want anybody at all that might potentially rock up and be unbiased and candid in unpacking an agenda. And so insofar as you can't control the information narrative, you are... You know what, I feel so bad and I feel sorry. You are unbelievable. You are ignorable. I feel bad for journalism students of the 21st century. I really do. You no longer can do your jobs with any level of ease, with legroom, because you are ultimately going to work for some news network that is going to tell you what you're going to say. You are no longer going to be this person that is changing the world as you, upon going to university, wanted to do. You're going to be this person that is made to transform the world in the image of a few people that will refuse for you to actually have a career. If at all you go against what they say, you're gonna have to be an independent, and everybody knows that independent, like journalists, like people who try to do an independent thing, they're always getting come up against by structures in countries, and on top of that, they've got a target on their back, and not only that, they also struggle to make money and ends meet. And so, be responsible like mothers and husbands that are paying for school fees of children. They are using what it is that we need, basic necessity, basic provisions like bread, water, all that jazz. Why did things just suddenly go so dark all of a random Sunday? They are using what it is that we need on a very rudimentary level in order to control and suppress everybody's embracing of us by keeping us poor, by keeping the general view of how people look at us underestimatable. And that's what's been happening with me. I'm a child of God, I'll never change my mind, but I promise you guys, if I was in the world, this level of squalor and poverty that I've been made to live in would have likely changed how it is that I do things. I would have ended up a little bit of a minion, a mindless drone. I would have ended up a robot, I promise you. Just like Trevor Noah. I'm sorry. He used to be an independent mind, but he's changed. I would have ended up somebody that is vomiting the agenda of the world. Just for the sake of keeping my apartment, my car, just for the sake of taking my kids to school, and my husband not changing on me like a freaking mood ring. I would have, for the life of me, subscribed to that ridiculous, nefarious agenda. But I'm Christian, and I'm glad that I was saved just before things got seriously ominous. I got born again in 2011. Things were already ramping up then, but the thwarting of freedoms of speech was not quite at the height that it is at. That started in 2019, entering into 2020. This whole COVID-19 pandemic, it ushered in with it other things on the earth that have just really kind of like made it clear that there is a little bit of a satanic conglomerate that are saying we're going to take over the world by fire, by force, and by all means necessary. And they're using resources on the ground that people need, that people have gotten accustomed to. They are literally threatening even entire graduates at university they're threatening them with never working ever in their lives, using their knowledge, all those rands, all that money that they spend at university. They are threatening that they are never ever going to use their knowledge in corporate if they don't agree with a certain agenda. So people, just because they are ambitious and they want to get bread, they are literally doing what it is that they have historically not agreed with just because it's giving them money. And guys, a person that is initially apprehensive about something that they're doing, when they start to see the rewards of compromise, they forget that they were uneasy with this at first. It's like a person that does pornography. Like, the first stint with a man on set will be uncomfortable, but once you have slept with 20-30 men, it's just a job now. So the first time you compromise is hard, but it gets easier and easier. And so that's how you can find pompous little arrogant, unmoved like news reporters that have got really great jobs at like news networks that are enviable or covetable to work for, that initially used to say certain things and then they've changed their minds. That's why you find them so pompously flailing their bodies about speaking rubbish on national television, almost as if though what they're saying is not nonsense. Just because they take home a chunky salary at the end of the month, they have a beautiful home with a swimming pool at the back, and their kids are attending like pristine schools, charter schools. And so for them, it's like, it was a small price to pay. My conscience, it was a small price to pay for luxury or legroom, liberty to move. So with all that going on, then my thing is, do we not recognize that an antichrist agenda That's what's good. Is, doing its rounds here on the earth. And what it is essentially achieving for everybody on the ground is a society that thinks they are free when they are not. A society that is being told what to believe as opposed to it being shoved down their throat by the control of information on social media platforms that are the most perused in the world. They are putting bad information or false information or misinformation indeed about men like John Campbell on Wikipedia, causing therefore the blind or ignorant Wikipedia buff, as if though that is a source of information that is valid or valuable. The Wikipedia information Googler, Lady Chica, that just loves to Google everything and read Wikipedia and run with it like fact. They are causing such individuals as those, and understand that there are many, okay, to downsize the, if not importance, but the, what is this? The value, thank you, of information spoken by people that have been reviled by a global elite conglomerate. So, as Karabo, I'm like one, if at all I was as big as John Campbell, I would have a Wikipedia page dedicated to reviling my name. I would, but they have said we're not going to let her get to a point where she is basically plucking out the hairs out of our head. We're just going to keep her down. Like, I gotta be really good, guys, and gifted for YouTube to shadow ban me before I can even get to 700 subscribers. They suddenly one day shadow banned me and I can't move my legs. Now TikTok is doing a work on me. A Chinese freaking platform. I spoke the other day about how just yesterday actually, in the middle of a podcast, about how these people are working together. It's clear. However, they appear to be at loggerheads with each other. TikTok is this information like company essentially, because they gather data information on the people that are on their platforms, and TikTok is Chinese, and apparently the whole world is fighting China because China is this tyrant, this beast. And yet here it is at this Chinese company. Do you understand? I'm in South Africa and we are a member of BRICS, guys. China is a member of BRICS, so too is South Africa. Here it is that in South Africa I am being afflicted on TikTok by a company that apparently, allegedly, nobody is even trying to serve the information or the needs of, because it is trying to take over the world. The United States is wary of TikTok, however, they're not banning it fast enough. There are countries where TikTok is banned, like India. It's no longer, like, at all. Like, the whole application, if you try and download it, it'll be dead on your phone once you fly into India, right? And this is because they understand that China's trying to, like, steal information or have a little bit of an information war using TikTok, that platform. I don't know why under heaven the US is not banning TikTok, because it makes sense for them to ban it. There are so many Americans that are speaking against TikTok right now as this environment that is wreaking havoc. Like, apparently if you work for the American government, you can't have TikTok you can't have it as an app, like, at all. You can't, if you work for the CIA and you have got a TikTok account, you're fired. That's apparently what's going on. They can do that for their intelligence agency, but they cannot freaking do that for their citizens on the ground. So I have decided that, okay, fine, you know what, maybe the reason why TikTok has decided to, like, wreak havoc in my life is because my own government is in cahoots with China, since they are members of BRICS, all of them together. But who am I? Who in the world am I? Who has listened to me speak sufficiently enough for them to block me before I can even get 300 followers? Before I can even get on my fitness channel, I was literally sitting on maybe like 25, still growing, and they suspended my account because this is the girl that we shadow banned in this channel, in this account. If she gets big, she's gonna make money on fitness, and then she's going to start becoming believable in the other taboo content. So I don't care that she's doing dance videos. This is TikTok. Bottom line is, we can't let her get rich or with some kind of a semblance of a normal life. So, I mean, guys, I might sound like a conspiracy theorist, but who in the world targets this, like, mega lowly 25 like follower rando on TikTok? Who? They have, for no reason at all, apparently because I have infringed their community guidelines, suspended my account, banned it permanently. It is I that they're after. So who am I? I'm a truth communicator. And so, if at all they can badmouth John Campbell on Wikipedia because he's so big, and ban my TikTok account on fitness, never mind gospel content, what are they doing to you that is getting newly saved in Christ and your eyes are getting opened? What? Next part.